Welcome back, everyone, to the Detroit Lions franchise. Hope you guys have enjoyed a little time off from this series. We're back, though. We're ready to have a finale tonight. It's the Season 3 finale, plus a couple years in simulation. So a guy like Marquise Hendricks, rookie quarterback, he's a custom player. We're going to get to see his end-of-career statistics, at least for this franchise series. And hopefully he has one less playoff victory on his resume. We got Tampa Bay. We got the football after that turnover. Let's get a victory here. Let's defend our Super Bowl title from a season ago in season number 2. 4th down and 8, we will end up kicking a field goal with Bobby Dwinnell, our rookie kicker, and that field goal is up and good. Not down the middle, just a little offset to the right side, but that's all right. 3rd down and 10. Tampa Bay is going to try it one more time. Here goes Hendricks. He will be tackled right there by Rufus Battle, another rookie. So 2 rookies converging. Battle wins the battle. Next possession here for Tampa Bay. We got 2nd down and 6. It's going to go to 3rd down and 18. Aiden Hutchinson, huge sack right there. 3rd and very, very long. Hendricks dropping back. Pretty clean pocket until the last minute. And here comes Hutchinson again. 2 sacks on Hendricks. Tampa Bay will have to punt the football away. Goff, a little 5, maybe 7-step drop. Throws it right into the defensive lineman. Incomplete pass, and it'll lead to another 4th down, and field goal unit is out. Field goal is up and good. Lions find themselves up 6-0. Here is Hendricks with a throw to the end zone to the corner, and Jamie Thomas, the young cornerback that we've been so high on, dating back to last season. He was a part of our Season 1 draft class. He's really come into his own. Love this player. He's having himself a great Season 3. So a little turnover there in the end zone. Offensively, Lions still can't get it done. We're going to jump here to the next possession for Tampa Bay. 1st down and goal, and it'll be caught by Mike Evans for a touchdown. Tampa Bay takes the lead now, 7-6. Not good here in the 3rd quarter. We got to make something happen. We got to get a touchdown here. We need it. Stop kicking field goals. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to fall short. Long field goal attempt by Bobby Dwinnell, but look at that. We got Jason Hanson reincarnated out here for Detroit. Next possession here for the Tampa Bay Bucks. 3rd down and 22 after another sack by Aiden Hutchinson. He also had some help on that tackle, but 3rd and 22. Here's another sack by Hutchinson. He has got Marquise Hendricks' number. Whew. We're stuffing them, man. It is only 1 touchdown given up on that Lions defense. Here's McKinley, the rookie tight end. Nice grab. Good throw from Goff. We got another throw from Goff to Gibbs on the Texas angle route. And it's going to be picked off. Oh, man. Remember, Goff has only had 2 interceptions all season long. And now 1 here in the postseason. Here's a big hit by Kirby Joseph. Great play out there. Down the middle of the field. Taking a big throwaway. Hendricks throwing to the right. Mike Evans is going to win the battle here. Contested grab. It's a big pitch and catch right there. So 1:10 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Slinging it up the middle. It's Jack Campbell. He's going to go all the way, isn't he? Yes, sir. Down the 10, the 5, the goal line. Big Jack Campbell. A pick 6. Lions defense still continuing to shut the Tampa Bay Bucks offense down. Have not allowed a single score for them since that initial touchdown. Goff, deep throw to the end zone. He's got Jamison Williams. Another touchdown for Detroit. Let's go. We're pulling away. Just like Jamison Williams, he pulls away from the secondary. You can't catch him, just like you're not going to be able to catch us. 2-point conversion to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Make it 24-7. Here at the very early going of the 4th quarter. So Tampa Bay pretty much needs a miracle here. They're down by 17. It's a 3-score ball game. That's going to help. That's a touchdown to Payne Durham. So they're pulling within 7 points. But Jahmyr Gibbs going to get that touchdown back. And guys, that is going to do it. That's going to put the final nail in the coffin for those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 17-point loss, 31-14 is your final score. It's kind of a blowout in the NFL terms. That's a blowout. 3-score loss. Heck yeah, man. Not a lot of yards for both teams. 208 yards passing for Detroit. 1 yard short in the rushing department. from a century mark. But we had the 1 interception from Goff, but Marquise Hendricks had 2 picks. So we definitely won the battle when it comes to turnovers. Receiving numbers, we'll take a look at Tampa Bay and Detroit mixed in. Of course, Tampa Bay, they were down for most of the game, had to get those receiving yards as much as they could, keep throwing. But yeah, we had the better game. I mean, 17 points, guys, 17 points. TFLs, total tackles, Battle, Campbell, Gardner Johnson. It's a good game defensively, really good game defensively. Tackles for losses, 5 for Aiden Hutchinson, 3 for Cameron Knight, and the sacks, I should say, 3.5, and a sack and a half for Cameron Knight, and then the 2 picks. Now look at this battle, divisional round. We get Minnesota. So your prize for beating Tampa Bay, you get the Mac Jones-led Minnesota Vikings. Maybe possibly they wish that they still had Kirk Cousins. The fact that they're going with Mac Jones, we've beat him a couple times here in the regular season, but you know, looking at his numbers, he didn't have that bad of a season either. 4,700 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 10 picks for Mac Jones. Can you believe that? He's turned his career around in Minnesota. Look at that throw to the outside. He's looking pretty darn good so far. Early first quarter, 2nd and goal. Jones going to find TJ Hawkinson for the Vikings touchdown. So that stings a little bit. The former Detroit Lion opening up the scoring here in the divisional round. So 7-0. Goff going to find Jahmyr Gibbs. He's got one man to beat. That's the safety. Can't get past him, but it was a good pickup here. 1st and 10. Goff, little pump fake to the right. Going to throw to the left. He's got St. Brown for the touchdown. Just rolling right past the goal line. We'll tie this baby up. No need to inflate that, man. We got a bunch of life here in the crowd. They'll do that for you. 3rd down and 10 here for the Vikings. Mack gonna fire off his back foot, and they had the 1st down had he just completed, had he just taken his time. Would have gotten that completed. Next Lions possession. 1st and 10, Laporta. Move the chains. They just left him completely uncovered. We'll take that easily. 2nd down and 7 situation. Goff. Not a lot of pressure here until the last moment, but he's got J-Mo. Get to the end zone. No one's catching him. So much speed. No one's catching him. Lions, another touchdown here. 14-7. It's a great spot to be. Let's get a turnover here, right? 3rd and 11. Mack gonna fire to the left side. Hey, I forgot my own edit. I forgot that he picked that off. There you go. Called it. 3rd and 11. Interception for Jamie Thomas. That is his 2nd in as many weeks. He had the last one against Tampa Bay. Here's a throw to the outside looking for Jahmyr Gibbs, and that could have been another touchdown, but nice job by Red. He read it perfectly. There's your dad joke of the day. Bobby Dwinnell, rookie kicker, another field goal. 17-7. Pass to the right. Touchdown for Minnesota. So they're on the comeback trail just a little bit. Josh Williams finding the end zone. Late 3rd quarter. Goff firing up the middle, but he got hit as he threw. Incompletion. We're going to have to try another long field goal for Bobby. Can he drill it? Yes, sir. He's got so much leg. 20-14. We are not out of the woodwork yet. This could get bad. We stop it. It's now 4th down and 2. It's a good stop, boys. Here we go. Punt. No, that's a direct snap. Fake throw. Oh, no. This can't be happening. Minnesota pulls out their bag of tricks. They know who they're dealing with out here. It's Dan Gamble time. Mr. Go for it on 4th down constantly. They get a touchdown out of that. Instead of punting it and turning it over, they get a touchdown. So it's 21-10. Detroit trying to find a way here to get back in the driver's seat. It's a huge catch by Sam Laporta down the sidelines. We're going to call a timeout here. About 13 seconds to go. Goff going to fire it up the middle. It's going to be caught by James Mitchell. We'll call another timeout and set up a field goal attempt again for Dwinnell. And it's almost blocked. Man, Minnesota is here to play. Dwinnell's been automatic these last 2 weeks. Actually, all season long. It's a big kick for him. Deep throw here in the 3rd quarter. It's caught by St. Brown. Not known for being a deep threat, but we challenged the cornerback on him, and he won the battle. Actually, on further review, it was tipped. but enough concentration for St. Brown. He grabs it. It's a touchdown, Detroit. Find ourselves up by 9. Big stop here on 3rd and 3. That's Frankie Louvu with the tackle for a loss. Making it 4th down and 4. They won't go for it here. Play action. Goff, he's got a man to his left, and he's going to fire it up the middle for another interception. That is pick number 2 in back-to-back weeks. An interception in back-to-back weeks. Not good, but hey, 1st and 10. Mac Jones, they called up a draw, a QB draw. Aiden Hutchinson says, thank you for that. I'd like that. Another sack. 3rd and 14. Jones, backtracking, somehow gets rid of it. And 4th and 14 might be a little bit too long for Minnesota. So here we go. Goff on 3rd and 5. Man to his left yet again, but it's going to be caught by Donovan Peoples-Jones and fumbled. But thankfully, it fumbles out of bounds. So 3rd and 2. Goff to the end zone. Going to be deflected, incomplete. So that's all right. We'll go for a field goal, won't we? No. Dan Campbell is calling to his guys out in the field. You go for this thing. Pick it up. You can pretty much end the game with another score. So 4th and 2. Got to know who's going where. This is a big down. Detroit fires it to DPJ. He picks it up. Lions will move the chains. Next play here. 2nd down and goal. We got a little play action. Gibbs fakes the handoff. We're going to fire it to the back corner of the end zone. It's a touchdown for James Mitchell. And the Lions will be moving on to another NFC Championship game. Let's go. But it's not over, I guess. We have to show this highlight. You got to know how they get the other score. Justin Jefferson, he's a beast. Gets another touchdown. Minnesota, another 7 points. We're only up by 8. So 3rd and 6. I guess I spoke too soon. I led you guys on. I led you on. Goff incomplete. Can't pick up the 1st down. But Bob Ridley, the rookie cornerback, seals it. Minnesota had one last drive. And Ridley seals it with a pick. He's taken a long time to grow into this role. And for the last couple weeks, towards the back end of the season, he's made a lot of great defensive plays, a lot more interceptions to his credit. And that was a big one right there, shutting it down. Lions will now officially advance to the NFC Championship game in Season 3. Take a look at the box score here real quick. This 36-28 game. 1 turnover again, but we had more turnovers forced for Minnesota. That's now back-to-back weeks where we've won the turnover battle. 4 touchdowns for Goff, 1 pick. 4 touchdowns for Mac Jones, and 2 picks. Didn't really have to run the football a whole lot. Gibbs got most of the work. But really, I mean, the game was won based on our defense and, of course, our passing game. You can see the statistics there for your Detroit Lions. Mike Williams, Justin Jefferson, both guys over 100-plus yards. We had a couple tackles for losses there. Actually, a lot of tackles, too, to go around. Looks like 4 tackles for losses and no sacks, but 2 interceptions. Ridley and Thomas are 2 young cornerbacks. So an update here. NFL playoffs. We've got the Bengals and the Bills in the AFC Championship game. And then on the other side, we've got the Seahawks and the Lions. So 2 seed versus 6 seed, 1 seed Bengals versus the 3 seed Buffalo Bills. So let's get into that NFC Championship game. We played the Seahawks a couple times in this franchise series in the postseason. It's been kind of a battle between both of these squads. So the right to go to the Super Bowl, Lions shooting for the 2nd straight Super Bowl appearance and perhaps maybe the 2nd Super Bowl win in the franchise history. All right, Dylan Mann taking the kickoff out here to about the 22-yard line. Detroit will take over there. And again, Jared Goff, we know his numbers by now. No need to show those. 2 interceptions in the regular season. He's got 2 interceptions here in the postseason. So we got to clean it up a little bit. Bobby Dwinnell's probably been the MVP for this team. Not going to lie to you. Between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game in the wild card and the Vikings game in the divisional round, he has been a huge piece to this offense, continuing to put points up on the board. 3rd down and 7 here for Geno Smith. Had a lot of interceptions in the regular season. Nice play by Jack Campbell to knock that ball loose. It would have been a first down. Man, has he been big these last couple of weeks. Here's a deep bomb on the Lions' next possession, and it's a touchdown for Jamison Williams. Getting behind the secondary for another big-time play from J-Mo. Lions take the lead here 10-0. Next possession for Seattle. They can't score. We're going to fire this out here too. Looks like McKinley, he's going to drop it. Not going to be able to make the grab there. We'll settle for another field goal. It's 13-0 here. 3rd down and 14. Geno Smith throwing off of his back foot. Didn't really understand where the pressure was coming from, I guess. And he throws this one out of bounds. Seattle still being shut out here. Well into the second quarter. Let's jump to about 54 seconds left to go. Here's a deep bomb to the left. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Nobody was covering him at all. Found the open seam in the defense, and that's a big play yet again for Detroit. 3-yard line here. Goff scanning the field, looking into the corner. That's another touchdown. This one to DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Lions up by a bunch. Let's take a look at that actual score. 20-0, guys. 20-0. And then this is picked in the end zone by Jamie Thomas. Little return, maybe probably would have been smart just to kneel it in the end zone, but it's okay. Third quarter, Seattle's got nothing. They have no response. They have no answer for us right now. We're playing so good defensively. A lot of sacks, a lot of 3rd and long situations, and we keep putting points up on the board. But we're prone to some mistakes. Every now and then, we've got some mistakes. That's another interception. Goff, again, 2 picks in the regular season, 17 games. And then now we have 3 interceptions in 3 games in the postseason. It's 1 per game. It's kind of crazy how it's just a different beast. It's just a different animal. Seattle will score a touchdown here. It's 20-7, and I don't know what we're looking at. That's another pick. This time to Quandre Diggs, former Detroit Lion, coming up with the INT. Goff's now got 2 picks in this game. 3rd down and 3. Big spot here for Detroit, and we do knock the ball loose. It's a great play by, again, the rookie linebacker Rufus Battle. Big spot here for Seattle. 4th down and 3, and it's almost picked off. Deflected. And that should do it, shouldn't it? Yes, sir. Lions, 20-7 victory. We didn't score as many touchdowns as I would have liked. This is kind of our lower scoring efforts. But we're back in the Super Bowl, baby. And who will we take on? Either the Bengals or the Bills. And I think, if you guys saw on the bottom banner, I think it was revealed. I think there was this little spoiler that happened towards the bottom. But I won't even mention it yet. We'll take a look here when it pops up. Let's talk about the stats. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks for Jared Goff. Geno, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And honestly, they couldn't really do a whole bunch on offense. Like, we had their number. And it's funny because whenever we do play Seattle, I think they if I'm remembering back in season 1, I think they got to us the first time, the first meeting. But since then, we've forced a lot of turnovers. We forced a lot of sacks. It's been the same story. Seattle really can't answer us. They can't figure us out. So it was a good matchup for us to take them on for the right to go to the Super Bowl to represent the NFC. Look at that sack total there. 2 sacks, 1 pick. It's a great game. NFC, AFC, Pro Bowl. Who made it? Well, I'm pretty much just scrolling through just to try to find any of your custom prospects here. And we got Lucas Kirby. We got one sighting here, the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs on the AFC side, and really nothing else popping up here. Alex Kappa, Lindstrom, Lane Johnson, Brian O'Neill. It's a really deep offensive line for the Pro Bowl. It always amazes me when players like these stars, they actually produce in a Pro Bowl. It just shows you how good that those guys really are, because you are going up against the best of the best in the Pro Bowl, right? Really, again, just nothing else popping up for custom players regarding the Pro Bowl. MVP, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, and Goff. That's pretty cool to see that Goff was getting some love there. It's crazy that he didn't win it. I think maybe it's just touchdowns and yards. That's really what cost him there. We have too much of a running game, I guess, is the detriment of why he couldn't win one. But St. Brown finished in the top 10 for NFC Offensive Player of the Year, NFC Defensive Player of the Year. Again, I'm always kind of looking for our custom guys here. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we got Hayes, Hendricks, Atticus Waterdeep, Juju Vincent, Raj Patel. A lot of our custom players there, so good to see them, that they all showed up. Bob Ridley finished in the top 5. Love to see that. Max Kelly there down at the number 9 spot for the Minnesota Vikings. And then we'll scroll over here to the AFC Offensive Player of the Year. Go all the way back up here to reset the deck, if you will. Lamar Jackson, of course, winning the MVP. So, of course, he should win Offensive Player of the Year. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, the normal cast and crew. Burrow and Chase at the bottom half. In the 9 and 10 slot. Asante Samuel Jr. Wow, that's cool. Number 4, David Long Jr., Jeffrey Simmons in the top 10 spot. And then Rookie of the Year, offensively, Lucas Kirby, Jose Cheltenham. 2 guys that are custom players. And then nobody else there on the offensive side of the football. Chuck Storm wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. And then, again, nobody there other than Micah Von Essen as custom players on the Defensive Rookie of the Year top 10. So, guys, here we go. Super Bowl. Buffalo Bills against the Detroit Lions. Again, if you saw the bottom ticker, you already had the spoiler. So it's Josh Allen seeking his first Super Bowl in his career against Jared Goff seeking his second. Of course, the Lions trying to defend their Super Bowl title, winning 2 straight. We got a chance to do it. Let's get it done. Good offense for the Buffalo Bills. Defensively, they got some good players like Tremaine Edmonds and Tre'Davious White. I think Ed Oliver is still here. I think he shows up in some highlight reels in this game. And, of course, we got to worry about Stephon Diggs on offense. And, of course, that guy, Josh Allen. First time we've seen him in this franchise series, and take a look at his numbers of what he did in the regular season. 31 touchdowns and 2 picks. Pretty much the same type of production as Mr. Jared Goff. 2 interceptions in the regular season. All right, 3rd down and 6, play out here to Dawson Knox, the tight end. He is going to go all the way for a touchdown. Buffalo stakes out to the early lead, 7-0. That was their first possession of the game. Lions defense, which has been pretty solid all playoff long, gives up the big score to the tight end. We apparently did not see that coming, so we gotta be on our A game here. Here's a sack, and there is Ed Oliver. Lions in a 4th and 14 situation. Even Dan Gamble won't be going for that. So 1st and 10 here for the Bills. We've got Allen scrambling to the right. He's going to pick up the 1st down, take a big hit, couple big hits, but he spins out of bounds off the tackle from Hutchinson. They'll start here 1st and 10 at the 37. Little handoff, missed tackle by Jack Campbell. Another missed tackle by Jamie Thomas. And Hillman's going to get all the way out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Little play action. Allen firing to the left. It's going to be picked off. Jamie Thomas yet again. This dude has like interceptions in all of the playoff games, I believe. Vikings, Buccaneers, Seahawks. He's Defensive Player of the postseason. For us, at least. Jameson Williams beating Tre'Davious White. Not even as good as Tre'Davious White is. He can't catch J-Mo. It's going to be a matchup to watch out for here in the Super Bowl. 1st and 10. Goff. We got some pressure on him. Pass is going to be caught by McKinley, the rookie tight end. We'd like to get him in on some formations here. Sam Laporta, of course, is definitely a big target for us, but McKinley has been productive as well, as you see another catch for him. Still 7-0. Lions continuing to drive here. We've got a 50-50 ball right there. Just enough space for St. Brown to beat his man. Makes the catch. It was a great throw by Jared Goff. We're going to go with the fullback dive. There is Michael Burton pushing into the end zone. Lions will tie this thing up 7-7. Let's jump here to the next possession for the Bills. They got a little bunch trips here to the right, and Aiden Hutchinson sacking Josh Allen. Didn't even see him coming. It's 3rd and 17. Allen going to go down again. Hutchinson has been a beast on defense in this postseason. Maybe he might be the defensive MVP. Sam Laporta checks in. He's down to the 5. No one's going to catch him. It's a touchdown, Detroit. He's been sneaky. Sam Laporta's been sneaky. Kind of sprinkle in the rookie McKinley in there a couple plays, couple drives. Then you throw in Sam Laporta, and they don't even know what hit him. 14-7 Detroit. Here's a throw to the right side. That's Cam Sutton with the pick. Uh-oh. Josh Allen. This is kind of what he does. This is his story, isn't it? Can he clutch up? Here's a throw to the right side. It's deep. It's caught. St. Brown touchdown. It rhymes. St. Brown touchdown. We got to be doing that more as a Lions fan this year. We got to be doing that more. So towards the second quarter, the end of the second quarter, we got a fumble. So the Buffalo Bills, they're shooting themselves in the foot, everybody. Fumble picked up. Kirby Joseph with the fumble recovery. 3rd down and 1. Jahmyr Gibbs down to about the 15, the 10. Shooting for the 5-yard line. He'll get dropped just prior to. Jared Goff, a little QB sneak, but it will be 4th down and goal. I believe we're just going to go ahead and kick the field. No, we are Dan Gamble all the way. Go for this thing. Put the nail in the coffin. Jahmyr Gibbs, touchdown on 4th and goal. Don't shy away from it. Embrace it. 28-7. Late second quarter. Stephon Diggs gets the Gibbs touchdown back. So that's a good response from them. 30-plus seconds left for Detroit. And, we got a breakdown in coverage here for the Bills. St. Brown past the 10, the 5 to the end zone. Diving is St. Brown. Touchdown. Detroit adds another one to the scoreboard. And I think we can pretty much taste the victory at this point. It is 35-14. Lions here with the football. A little pump fake to the running back. But, oh, man, we were trying to use her, Jamison Williams. Go up for the catch. Go up for the aggressive catch. But it will be picked off. And Buffalo has another chance here. Get another score. Here's the toss to the end zone. It's Stephon Diggs yet again for another touchdown. But Detroit still has an opportunity here to draw blood. We're up by 14, 35-21. And look at this dot from Jared Goff in the second level. There goes Amon-Ra St. Brown. Again, looking for another touchdown. We need it. Field goal helps, but we want the score. Jahmyr Gibbs on the play action. He's got a receiving touchdown. And Detroit will kneel it out and win their 2nd straight Super Bowl. 42-21 is your final score. We doubled them up. And I would say that's a really solid victory against a really good team. Congratulations to our Detroit Lions to be back-to-back Super Bowl champs. Now, the task is going into next season and the following seasons after that, are we going to be able to repeat in simulation? That's the biggest thing for us. But, man, we built this team. We built this team up in the last 3 seasons, and I think the big thing with this series was that it was always kind of, it was a very laid-back series, I feel like, because Detroit, they're already built. When we took them over in Madden 24, they were already built to being a playoff team, right? Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, they put this whole thing together. They structured it the right way. Penei Sewell, Jack Campbell, Gibbs, Goff, St. Brown, Hutchinson. That's like your core base. So we already had a good core base to build this Super Bowl winning franchise around. And the object of the series, of course, was to finish the job, to actually win the Super Bowl and win multiple Super Bowls, which we did, and we were successful. But then the other part of this was to draft as well as Brad Holmes has drafted. Don't drop the ball. Continue to draft good players like we have with Cameron Knight, defensive tackle, like we have with Caesar Braun and Aurelius. We haven't really seen them a whole lot on the defensive side, but Bob Ridley coming up with some picks. You had, of course, Jamie Thomas is coming into his own as a cornerback. So I think we've done our job. We've done our job. But it's really going to be put to the test here in simulation, right? So let's see how it all goes. I'm going to show you the offseason real quick. We had both of our coordinators retire on us. I believe one of our coordinators was Mike Tomlin on the defensive side. So we were going to hire this guy, Nick Gregory, an offensive coordinator, and then Sammy Rios on the defensive side, which, again, they don't really have a bunch of talents on their trees, so I'm going to go in here and update those as much as I can, and hopefully we won't lose a step with player progression and player performance and production in Sim. So as far as off-season contracts go and in the re-sign phase, I'm looking at guys like Rodriguez and Montgomery and everybody else up here on the list, Taylor Decker. We got to make some tough calls. Josh Paschal's a young guy. Houston is still kind of in his prime right now. Cam Sutton, I'm going to withdraw an offer on him just because of all the things that have been happening in real life with Cam Sutton. And, of course, this was all done prior to all that news that broke out. Actually, this was done, I think, back in April. Let me see. No, this sim was done in July, but the gameplay was done in like April or May. So it's, yeah, anyway. So David Montgomery, what do we want to do with Mr. David Montgomery? 11 touchdowns. I mean, that's hard to give up, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs has pretty much taken the job away from him. So let's give Gibbs the bulk of the job and let him be the main starter. We don't need to be doing a running back timeshare any longer. I think Montgomery's time is over. And then Taylor Decker, 4 sacks, the most sacks he's given up in his entire career. Do we want to bring him back? I think we do. Solomon Kindley actually played really, really well at the right guard spot. We lost Graham Glasgow and a couple seasons ago, and I think Kindley was good, and he was good on some gameplay footage too. I saw a lot of really good power blocks that he had, pancakes, pushing people over. It was perfect. Now, Kirby Joseph, I really wanted to bring Kirby Joseph back, despite the fact if we had signed him, we were going to lose a lot of our cap space, but he wants to elect for free agency. I think he's just looking for the payday. He's won his 2 Super Bowls with us. That's what he's looking for now. He's looking to get paid. He's not looking to win anymore. So Kirby's gone. Because we lost David Montgomery, I still kind of want a little power back there to be the thunder to Gibbs's lightning, but making sure that Gibbs gets the bulk of the job. So he's going to be our starter. So we'll sign A.J. Dillon, and we want to sign a defensive end here to help out Aiden Hutchinson after losing James Houston and some others. So Tack McKinley is my guy. Then we have a slow scroll here for everyone else that's signed across the league. But for those of you guys that stick around and you're watching this and you just want to see, did we build a franchise that will stand the test of time? That's also a benefit to you. So let's go to the draft recap and see exactly what we did. We drafted a running back who was a 76 overall, 93 speed. We didn't need him. Clay Dyson from USC. Is he a hidden dev? Yes, he is a hidden dev. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Maybe it was just more that Brad Holmes mentality that you're drafting a player. You're not drafting a position.
When I got tipped off on what positional value was, I didn't even know what that was. I didn't. So it was just like a new analytic. I didn't know what it was. So when you guys showed it, I was like, oh wow, that's. And then I thought about it, and I was like, positional value. I was like, so you pick a position, but not the player. And I was thinking, I was like, no, we're looking for football players.
So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But we've also got Tyler Kitchens, a wide receiver. He's a 71. Marquise Clement, a left guard, and another running back. So we have a stable of running backs now. I don't really like the moves, but maybe the CPU knows what's happening. Maybe the CPU knows what's happening down the road. Maybe Jahmyr Gibbs is no longer the answer here. So I'm gonna I can't do any more here. I guess it's just sim 10 years. So let's just get to preseason week number 1, and I think then you can select how many seasons that you're gonna sim. You guys can tell I'm doing this live. So sim to Super Bowl, sim to draft, sim to next season, sim 10 years. So let's just do this season by season, just so that way I can stop it and I can inform you guys about how our team did, and we can kind of keep track of some of your players So let's just go to sim next season, and I'll see you guys on the other side. It's not a very exciting season, going 8-9 and missing the postseason. Points per game, 19.8. We were 25th in the league. Defensive points per game, though, at 20.7. We were 7th in the league. So our defense was actually pretty good, but our offense really, for lack of a better word, pooped the bed. Let's take a look at the schedule. So a 3-point win over the Jets, 7-point win over the Cowboys, and I just want to see in our wins. Yeah, look at the margin of victory there. 2, 1, 3. Good win over the Pack. 4-point loss. 7-point loss. 7-point loss. Yeah, so our losses were very close. We just were not scoring any points at all. Look at Jared Goff, 17 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. So double digits in picks and not a lot of yards. If you look at what he did with me at the helm, 43 touchdowns, 2 picks, 71% completion percentage. And then we jump over here to this year. It was a definite regression. So I'm a little curious. I'm a little concerned going forward. Receiving wise, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, 1,200 yards. JMO, 800. So again, just not a very effective receiving core this year as well. St. Brown's going to produce, but I was hoping for a little bit more from the cast and crew. Leading tacklers, Jack Campbell with 154. Sacks, Aiden Hutchinson at 7.5. So we just did not get to the quarterback either. Interceptions, Campbell had 2, Branch, Battle, Ridley. Again, not a lot of turnovers either from our defensive backfield, so that's a little disappointing. But again, our defense was our bright spot last year. The offensive yards, we were 30th in the NFL. Defensive yards, 15th. So you can figure out what was the problem for us this year. 2026 annual awards, you got Mahomes, Allen, and Julian Rivera. And then Marquise Hendricks. Forrest Woods. Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC. Lucas Kirby was a finalist there as well. DPOI. Let's see if we have any custom players there. Nope, don't DPOI. NFC. No. Offensive player. Julian Rivera should have been up there for sure. And Marquise Hendricks. So that's about it. Mackenzie Frost will win Offensive Rookie of the Year for the AFC. He was actually a custom player in this draft class that I did not get to talk to you guys about, but Mackenzie Frost getting it done. So again, just as a reminder, I'm going to actually go through many seasons looking at the Lions specifically. So we're going to look at the Detroit Lions season by season by season by season. And then once we get to a good stopping point, then I'm going to look at your custom players and see how their careers are shaping out. Because otherwise, if I do sim by 10 years, we can't follow along with how our Detroit Lions have performed each season. There's no way to look at, as far as I know, there's no way to look at, oh, the Lions went 8-9 in 2026, and they went 14-2 or 14-3, excuse me, in 2025. There's just no way for me to look at it. So we're going to do it season by season by season to look at the Lions specifically. And then once we get to like season 5 sim, season 8 sim, then I'll start looking at your custom players and how they've been producing throughout their career. I think that that's pretty fair. So let's keep on simming to the Super Bowl and see who wins that thing. So here we are, Super Bowl 61, the Panthers and the Falcons. So someone's going to win their first Super Bowl. That's crazy. Someone's going to win it. Now, if you remember, we beat Jacksonville in our first Super Bowl. So that's pretty cool. Jacksonville or Detroit could have won it to be their first. And now you've got this situation between the Falcons and the Jags for their first Super Bowl as well. So let's just go ahead and sim it up. See who's going to win it. I'm going to take Atlanta. I think Jacksonville's going to fall flat. Again. 17-7. So the Jags fall flat again, and the Dirty Birds are gonna get it done. Desmond Ridder was the Super Bowl MVP. Can you believe that? I didn't. That's kind of crazy. Awards. Mahomes is the MVP. Williamson is the Coach of the Year for the Commanders. Josh Jacobs, Parsons. But then you got Rookie of the Year in total. It's Mackenzie Frost and Tavarius Mackey for the Chargers, winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. So Lions back-to-back Super Bowl champs. Jacksonville didn't make it in 2025, but they did make it in 2026. And there you go. Fortunately, they get a loss. So we're going to simulate to the next season, just avoiding the draft yet again. Now, I should actually turn this all onto auto because I feel like I'm going to lose these big pieces like Laporta and JMO and Aiden Hutchinson. Like, I don't want that to happen. So let's go ahead and just take care of this and turn that on to auto. Trades and free agency, we'll do it to auto. Free agent bidding, contract negotiations, scouting players, practice reps, depth chart, all this stuff is going to be turned to auto. Obviously, I didn't have to do that in the last offseason because I did that one by myself, but now we got $107 million available in cap. I kind of want to follow what we're going to do here. So let's go ahead and sim the first offseason week. And I'm just curious. We'll follow along to see what these Lions are going to do. Our left outside linebacker is an F, so we don't have anybody listed there. So what did we do? What are our transactions here? So we re-signed Ragnow. We got Peoples-Jones, Gardner Johnson, JMO, and Aiden Hutchinson. So we did not re-sign Caesar Braun. That is definitely going to hurt. And Sam Laporta. That one hurts too. He's going to sign with the Tennessee Titans. And I missed this one apparently. Cowboys got Brian Branch. Ouch. Those are big pieces that we're going to be missing, man. And apparently nobody has signed Caesar Braun yet. We could apply a franchise tag. We got $29 million in here. But I just can't do it. CPU doesn't want him. I guess we don't want him either. That's a big one too. Frankie Louvu is an 80 overall. We lost him to the Seattle Seahawks. So it's kind of like what I said. Our window dating back to 2 years ago, season 2, season 3, our window was going to be pretty short because you're going to have to pay all these guys. You're going to pay your core. You're going to pay all these veterans and stuff. It's going to get pretty difficult. The more you have success, the better, because if you don't get it done in that short window of time, you got to start paying people and start making some tough decisions. And, Louvu having to let him go, Caesar Braun having to let him go, Branch and Laporta, like these are big pieces that we just couldn't pay. So it's tough. But apparently we still have Caesar Braun, so not sure how that all worked out. I have to look at his contract here real quick. So he's got one season remaining. So it doesn't look like they got the franchise tag going for him, but I'll take it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and simulate to the next season. So this isn't good. You can just tell like the CPU does not operate a franchise very well. Look at what they've done. This might be a bad idea. We have one quarterback on the roster. We did not draft a fullback. We didn't sign a fullback. We didn't seemingly draft a wide receiver, I guess. We didn't really need one. How about a tight end? Did we draft a tight end? Taj McGill. He's a 70. What about McKinley? What has he done, right? He's a 66. Rookie Evan Jefferson. Is he a hidden dev? He is. That was a good pick right there. I like that. So maybe, okay, I'll take it back. The CPU, they might know what they're doing. Jarrell Bennett. Is he a hidden dev? No, he's a normal dev out of Texas, right tackle. So we're going to have some problems here, guys, because, again, we got another rookie offensive lineman. Yeah, what about this guy? Marcus Shields, 1-year pro. I remember him. Yeah, we're going to have some problems, guys. I can feel it. Our next highest defensive tackle is Leo Mullins, a rookie at 66 overall. Oh, man, it's over. It's over. We're also $46 million in the hole with funds. That's a problem. So let's take a look here at the schedule, because I'd love to see if we actually made it. Playoff picture. Did we make it? Yes, we did. But we lost to Julian Rivera and those Washington Commanders, who made it all the way to the Super Bowl. That's a good loss then. I will take that. But you see that the defending Super Bowl champs lost to the Panthers, the Atlanta Falcons. The Vikings continue to have success. They made the postseason. 3 teams from the NFC North. 1 team missing, the Chicago Bears. They are nowhere to be found. But, yeah, we got a little custom prospect love there with Julian Rivera. He is now in the Super Bowl. And I'm rooting for him, man. I am rooting for him. I'm going to advance the week, and let's see. Bengals with Joey Burrow and Julian Rivera with the Washington Commanders. I'm rooting for the Commanders. They lost 21-31. That stinks. But at least he made it there. He's got an accomplishment under his belt. Oh, what is this? Financial probation? What is that? You have ended the season with a negative balance. If this is not corrected before the deadline, your position will be terminated. What? I've never seen that. I've never heard about that. I've never come across that. Wow. What is happening? Why are my funds like going to crap? How about the recap? You got Mahomes again winning the MVP. Josh Jacobs, again, another Offensive Player of the Year award winner there. And the Bengals are Super Bowl champs. That's their first franchise history. So we've had a run of firsts for franchises, right? Look at that. We've had the Lions first ever. Then we win it back to back. Next year you get another team's first. And then the Bengals get their first. So a new wave in the NFL is happening here. So Jared Goff, yet again, did not eclipse 4,000 yards. He had 26 touchdowns, 10 picks. It's a lot better of a season for him. Rushing yards, we've got 5 touchdowns. So a major regression for Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he had 15 last year, but over 1,000 yards rushing. And not a single 1,000-yard receiver. So St. Brown, probably a little bit upset, I would imagine, because he has never not had in this franchise series under 1,000 yards. Look at that. Hasn't happened to him. So, yeah, it's a little concerning. A lot of touchdowns. Not so much in the recent seasons. So that's a little depressing there. Offensive line, I don't really look too much at those numbers. Jack Campbell had about 150 some odd tackles last year, so that's a little disappointing for that production. But 11.5 sacks. Finally, we get to double digits. Cameron Knight is a beast. Got Caesar Braun jumping in here with double digits in TFLs. Let's take a look at those sack numbers. You got Moses Shields. There you go. Drafted last season, I believe. Two-year pro now. Caesar Braun, 7.5. What about INTs? Campbell with 3. Thomas with 3. Ridley, 2. Aurelius and Braun pitching in there as well. Good to see that. But again, the offense just really not doing too much. I think Jared Goff's days are numbered. So we'll go ahead to re-sign players and sim to the draft, and actually just let's get to the next season. 5-12. That is terrible. So, in other words, we did not do a good job in setting up our team for future success. We've had one 8-9 season. We've had a 10-7 season. But now this year, 5-12. Holy cow, that's just not good. So let's just take a look and see how our guys did, because that's basically the biggest point that I'm looking at here. It looks like what happened to Jared Goff? We got Sam Darnold up in here. Like, what happened to Jared Goff? Did he retire on us in the offseason? Like, I didn't even pay attention. Jahmyr Gibbs, only 3 touchdowns. Dyson had 13 touchdowns. So apparently, this guy took over the goal line duties. We got Jahmyr Gibbs at 255 attempts, but Dyson was the goal line back. St. Brown finally, last year, did not get the 1,100 mark, or the 1,000-yard mark. He did here, 6 touchdowns. J-Mo still has yet to get to 1,000 yards receiving in this simulation. I believe that he did that in a user-controlled sim, but yeah, just has not done done it quite yet when we've done our sim. So TFLs, Cameron Knight, 21 tackles for losses. Caesar Braun, 18. Moses Shields, 11, 2.5 sacks, 11 sacks there. Let's go interceptions. Rufus Battle, Jamie Thomas, Campbell, Gardner Johnson. Gardner Johnson's still playing with us. He's a 9-year pro. And then Bob Ridley only with 1. So, man, we got to take a look and see where Jared Goff went. I'm a little concerned here. So let's sort this by. There he is. So Jared Goff's a Cleveland Brown. Did we let him go? Like, what's his contract status here? Jared Goff is a Cleveland Brown. So 2027. What about season stats? Did we trade him? 17 touchdowns, attempts 463 to 443. So we didn't trade him. So he apparently signed with the Cleveland Browns as a free agent. What's his contract looking like? 1 year remaining. So I guess we did trade him. Wow. Wow. I'm curious. I am curious. Did the Browns make the postseason? They apparently did not, unless they were in a bye week. Browns went 6-11, so they didn't do as well as maybe Jared Goff had hoped. One thing I'm worried about here is that the CPU actually went ahead and traded him away, which would be crazy, right? The guy wins you 2 Super Bowls, first in team history, and then he's gone. He's just completely let go. So let's see league transactions here, and we'll go to, of course, our Detroit Lions, because I am curious if that's what happened, if that's what we did. We re-signed Jonah Jackson, Bobby Dwinnell. Yeah, preseason. So nothing about Jared Goff, no trades. So I guess his contract came up, and we just decided not to re-sign him. And he ended up signing with the Cleveland Browns. So pretty crazy. Sam Darnold is our quarterback. Absolutely nuts stuff. But it looks like we're going to actually finish this little sim here, because I don't know if I can take over another team or not. But I'm interested in the playoff bracket here yet again. Let's take a look, see what we've got going on. We've got the Panthers, the Vikings. So usual suspects here. We got the Commanders in there. Looking at the custom players taking over the NFL here. Of course, Lucas Kirby there is a Kansas City Chief. Don't remember if anybody's over here with... Actually, I think a quarterback is here with Miami. So the Commanders have made it to the Super Bowl. So this is Julian Rivera's chance to shine, guys. He's got to get it done, right? You'd think. Let's take a look at those yearly awards. See if we have any custom quarterbacks in here. Looks like it's the usual suspects. CJ Stroud is a Pittsburgh Steeler. Oh my God, how much time has changed, right? Mahomes wins another MVP. Desmond Ritter's up there. Hendricks. Let's see, AFC. Again, Josh Jacobs again. This is like 3 years in a row for Josh Jacobs. He's had himself an insane career by the looks of it. Defensive Players of the Year. Of course, no custom players there. Rookies of the Year, we don't have any rookies to consider, so I'm not really too concerned about that. NFC, Bijan, Ayuk, Hendricks, and no other custom players. Cameron Knight, second in DPOI. Wow. There's a custom. Josh Goodman, Adonis Kirk. Again, just look at that offense. 28th in the National Football League in points per game, and yards per game was last 30th. We should never have let Jared Goff go. I don't know why the CPU would do that. Maybe it was simply because of the salary. The bonus money that's up there had to cut somewhere, right? I guess getting rid of Jared Goff was optimal for the CPU. I don't know what's happening with that. But let's go ahead and simulate the Buffalo and Washington Super Bowl and see who's going to win this thing. I'm rooting for Washington. I want custom prospects to win the league, but Yeah, so it looks like I'm currently a free agent. Yeah, Doug Gold is no longer with the Detroit Lions. So after delivering 2 Super Bowls, the Ford family said, goodbye. We don't need you anymore. So let's just is there any offers? There's no offers for me? Can I can retire? Retire from the league or create a new character? You learned an important lesson. Lifelong fans don't always know what's best for their teams. 129th all time. Okay. So I guess I'm going to create a new character. If you create a new character, you retire current and your progress with that character will be lost. Yes, we're going to have to do that. So we're going to take control of the Lions again. And this time we're going to change the role here to owners locked. Wow. I guess we'll just be Dan Campbell. That's fine. Okay, so maybe we can go a couple more seasons. That's good. That's good. Okay. Commanders lose 28-17. So the Buffalo Bills finally get over the hump and they win a Super Bowl. What about some league history there? Let's take a look and see everything that went on down the line here. Arthur Smith's Coach of the Year, Josh Jacobs, we saw that. Tyreek Tucker and Jeffrey Cannon. So again, we've got a lot of firsts happening. Again, matchups that you can get. I know the Washington Redskins won it. So would the Commanders, since this is a new name, would you classify that as a new Super Bowl winner? I don't know. But same organization, so I guess it'd be number 2. But the Buffalo Bills, 1-time Super Bowl champs. The Bengals, 1-time Super Bowl champs. The Falcons, 1-time Super Bowl champs. And then the little run there from the Detroit Lions. So, yep. Pretty cool that we're starting to get a lot of firsts. New tides are turning here in the NFL. So, let's go ahead and finish this up. We don't have a quarterback anymore. We've got Sam Darnold on the roster. And obviously our window has pretty much closed. A lot of what's going on here with our team is we still got St. Brown, we got J-Mo, we got, of course, Jahmyr Gibbs, we've got McKinley, who's still a 69. New offensive line, Jonah Jackson, Ragnow's getting older, Sewell's still an integral piece of the team, Hutchinson. Defensive line is basically 100% different. You've got a couple of youngsters with Braun and Aurelius, and you got Jack Campbell, who's now an 86, and literally no cornerbacks from the original cast and crew. Safeties, other than Gardner Johnson. So basically, the Lions team that we took over, it's completely different now in 2028. So I'm good with just getting to the next season to see how we do, especially to see if we draft another quarterback, which I would assume that we should, going 5-12, but never know. So let's go ahead and simulate to the next season. We'll take a look at some of the off-season moves that we did make with the CPU, and we'll go from there. But one more season. We'll see if we got it in the tank to make another run. Team looks like they're good enough, but I think the offensive line got some good pieces still with Jackson and Ragnow and Sewell, but that's only 3 of the 5, right? Got some youngsters on the other positions and new quarterback, Sam Darnold. Like, I'm not sure where Hendon Hooker ended up, but yeah, it's a completely different roster. All right, so we're still an 85 overall team. Our offense actually got a little bit better as an 88. Defensively, we are not very good in 83. So just interested to see who our quarterback is. Would love to see that. Quarterback is Kyler Murray, Jeremiah Stein, and then Brandon Chandler. So we drafted this dude, Jeremiah Stein. And he's a normal dev. So I guess this was a good move for us getting Kyler Murray just to be that bridge quarterback, that mentor. Doesn't he kind of look cool? And Detroit Lions, Honolulu Blue, I kind of want to play with him a little bit. I don't know. Jahmyr Gibbs, Dyson, no fullback still. St. Brown, we did not do, it looks like anything other than this Percy Darman as a rookie. Got a couple other rookies, actually. Phil Ash. We love to draft wide receivers, apparently. What's going on with that? Taj McGill. So we don't have McKinley anymore. We don't have Laporta anymore, but we've got Taj McGill, who is a superstar dev tight end. That's beautiful. Evan Jefferson, I think he was a dev. Yep, star dev, left tackle. Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow, Bennett, Sewell, Hutch. Offensive line, defensive line on that side is a little weak, but we've still got our defensive tackle here, Cameron Knight. He's been just a beast for us. Jack Campbell, Braun. Where's Aurelius? We let Aurelius go. Jamie Thomas is up to an 84, and Bob Ridley. So this is huge right here. Our young cornerbacks get up to 84. Nice. I think we might be able to do something here with this team. What do you guys think? I think we might be set here. And just an FYI, when we get to the final season, so this is it, final season, we get to the playoffs and everything, I'm going to look back. I've got a list of custom players that I'm going to scour through the rosters and find your guys, and then look at the career statistics and see their accomplishments and things like that, and then we'll have our send-off. So this is the final year. So let's get it. A 10-7 season, I'm good with that as long as we're making the playoffs. We're in the wild card game here against the Minnesota Vikings, and we're just going to go ahead and keep on simming. 1 week at a time, see if we keep on winning too. Like I said, I think the team has got a chance, and there you go. So it seems like we're playing the same teams as we did in our gameplay sessions here. We've got the Vikings, we get a playoff victory. Now we get the Seahawks on the road. That's a tough test. I'm not sure. I think we might lose this one. I don't have a lot of confidence in this. So, yep, 33-28 loss. So, I mean, it was a successful season. We've still got $49 million in cap space. So I think we'll be able to spend some more money. We'll let Kyler Murray go, I'm assuming. I'm assuming he only signed a one-year deal. We've still got that young quarterback that, he could get a dev trait boost. But, Seahawks to the NFC Conference Championship. And let's take a look at the bracket just to see what we've got going on here. So yet again, the Jaguars are vying to get to another Super Bowl and try to win it. So basically, they've been kind of the Buffalo Bills in this series. They've been kind of the Buffalo Bills of real life back in the 90s. Like they keep getting there, but they're not getting over the hump. They can't win it. But good win there over the Chargers. Good win there over the Titans. But now they get a tough test here against the Ravens. I'm probably picking the Ravens and the Seahawks. That's going to be my pick. So it doesn't look like any custom player love here outside of Forrest Woods, quarterback for the Jets, getting the loss. So let's just see how it all plays out. And again, I'll give you guys some statistics, and this will be the final season that we do a little sim on. I wanted to do 10 years, but I just don't think that I'm going to be able to follow along with a lot of those custom guys at that stage, because maybe they'll retire. So I want to be safe. 5 years, they'll definitely still be in the league, and kind of give you guys an update there. But look at the Super Bowl. Seahawks, Ravens. That was my prediction. So the Jaguars still can't get over the hump a little bit. Again, we'll go ahead and sim. The Ravens are going to win. So Lamar Jackson gets his first Super Bowl victory. 3-time Super Bowl champs, Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson wins his MVP. Jose Cheltenham was the NFL MVP. I love to see that. Definitely. He would be the first custom player to have ever won an NFL MVP in this franchise series. So congratulations to Cheltenham with the Titans. Forgot that, he was, when I was looking at the bracket, I was like, yeah, no, there's no custom love here in the playoffs, but I was wrong. He got it done. All right. So with all this being said and done, let's now go ahead and take a look real quick at our Lions statistics, and then we're going to look at your guys' customs and those statistics. So actually, Kyler Murray was, as far as touchdown to pick ratio, he was a little bit better than Jared Goff, but completion percentage, down. Yards, down. Stein got in a little bit there with only 2 attempts during the season. Jahmyr Gibbs, over 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Dyson had 7 touchdowns. He's just a goal line dude. Another year for St. Brown where he does not reach 1,000 yards, but he was a touchdown monster. 14 touchdowns. He was definitely valuable in a fantasy setting. That much is for certain. TFL's Cameron Knight again with 18. Hutch with 9.5 sacks. So again, we were getting to the quarterback. I'd like to see if you're above 7. I'll say 7 sacks. 3 or 4 players above 7 sacks. I mean, like that's pretty darn good production for your pass rush there. Interceptions, I would have liked to see a little bit more, but I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. 3 picks for a player in a season. Pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. That's your Detroit Lions stats. Looking at the team ranks there, again, the offense just really struggled. 30th in the NFL as far as passing yards are concerned. 12th in rushing, so we ran the ball effectively. Rushing yards per game, points per game, we were top 10 in both of those categories. So, again, our defense was pretty much the highlight of the team. So now let's go ahead and finish this baby off, finish this series off, and take one last look at some of your players. First, I got to look at Jose Cheltenham. 51 touchdowns and 6 picks. You kidding me? He's up to a 98 overall player. And as far as his stats are concerned, take a look at what this man has done. Ever since he's gotten into the league, he has been a force. Look at that completion percentage, 75%. You'd love to see that with your pro quarterbacks getting above that 67, that Drew Brees range right there. He's a very accurate player. He has never had more picks than touchdowns, not even close. And he can run a little bit too. So he is super effective. So congratulations on Jose Cheltenham for a great career. We got Mac Jones, Dylan Cruz. So there's the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins right there. 93 overall player. You take a look at his numbers as well. 73, 68, 69%, 71%. And again, his touchdown to pick ratio has been elite. He's never had double digits in interceptions. So Dylan Cruz, I mean, he's a beast. Love Dylan Cruz. Look at the number of yards that he's got, 4,100, 42, and then 4,400 yards this season. Great player. Elliott Sandage, 5-year pro, had himself a really good season. 31 touchdowns, 12 picks. He's a star dev. And he didn't really get a chance. He was sitting behind Dak Prescott for all those years. But there you go. His last 2 years, he's been a very, very effective quarterback. They're lucky to have him. Now we got Julian Rivera and Ferdinand Giroux. Love to take a look at these guys. 34 touchdowns to 10 picks. Not a lot of touchdowns here for Ferdinand Giroux at 23-5. So how about Julian Rivera? 6-year pro. Again, just an absolute boss. Only 1 season of double-digit picks. And look at that completion percentage. He's only had 2 seasons. One being his rookie year, and the other, in 2027, under 70%. Yards per attempt, pretty elite, guys. Pretty elite level stuff once he's outside of his rookie season. So, Julian Rivera, great player in this franchise sim. And then, of course, I mentioned Ferdinand Giroux. We got to take a look at him. And he's also a 6-year pro. 99 overall quarterback. I've been a Giroux fan. Maybe it's possibly the fact that he hasn't had a ton of help in New Orleans, but I've seen them pop up on the playoff tree every once in a while. So he's at least getting them there and being a competitive franchise. But, I mean, look, he's posted the numbers. He's posted the numbers. What else can you say? He's been pretty solid. One thing I forgot about checking are the awards for these guys. So right here, you can see their contracts and stuff, but I want to see the awards. We got Pro Bowl here for Cheltenham. Of course, being drafted in the first round is an award. We've got 3 weeks in a row of AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And it doesn't give you the year, so I'm assuming it's this year. I wish it would tell you, but league leader in passing, most valuable player, and best quarterback for Cheltenham. Same thing here for Cruz. We've got Pro Bowl appearances. He's made it 2 times, so he's a 2-time Pro Bowler, and AFC Offensive Player of the Week, Week 5. So I think that it is for this season. Sandage, a Pro Bowl appearance, another AFC Player of the Week, NFC Player of the Week, excuse me. And Rivera, gotta take a look at his. Ooh, Pro Bowl, Rookie of the Year, and Best Quarterback in 2026. We've had a lot of quarterbacks, haven't we? Biff Smith, 4-year pro, so he must have been a rookie back when we had our final season. His statistics, he has been a starter ever since he came into the league, and he's been all right. He's been all right. Has not been amazing by any stretch of the imagination. 7.8, yeah, about in 7.5 yards per attempt. So he's kind of that game manager a little bit. Look at the touchdowns. Doesn't throw for very many of them. 34 touchdowns. It's a good season. It's a productive season, but there have been better. Awards. I don't think he's been around long enough to do some damage. Tony Brooks, 25 touchdowns, 4 picks this season. He's another 99 overall quarterback from Kansas. Look at those numbers. Single digits in INTs, and the completion percentage is pretty darn high. He truly does remind me of Drew Brees. He's efficient, doesn't turn the ball over a whole lot, throws for quite a bit of touchdowns. He's a good player. Awards, only Rookie of the Year in 2024. Next up, we got Jake Matt, Skip Branson, Forrest Woods, William Hayes, Marquise Hendricks. We have so many quarterbacks. We have so many quarterbacks. So let's look at them one by one here. We got Jake Matt, Skip Branson. Both guys kind of taking over their teams here. 84 overall quarterback. I think Jake Matt was one of the top draft picks here in 2024. And he was stuck behind Kyler Murray for this season. Then he finally got a shot as they let Kyler Murray go, and he didn't really do very well. 19 and 17, 23 and 23. Benched the following year, 2027. Then in 28 and 29, he kind of took his career to the next level. But Arizona has stuck with him, so you got to give him props for that. He hung on, turned himself into a pretty reliable quarterback. What about Skip Branson? He's been kind of an interesting story. Skip was drafted back in 2024. He struggled the first 2 seasons. Then he took off. Then he bounced down. Then he's been okay. So Skip Branson, what was he, like an 84 overall player, star dev? He's not the type of quarterback that's going to vault your team to the next level. He kind of is that Jimmy Garoppolo type of player. So it's just funny that the Raiders, of course they got rid of Garoppolo and now they're here with another Garoppolo type. But let's take a look at the awards. Only drafted in the first round. That's it. So Skip doesn't have a lot of hardware. Next up, Forrest Woods and William Hayes. Let's take a look at the Stanford quarterback here, Forrest Woods. He's a superstar, up to a 96 overall quarterback. And again, very efficient player. Good completion percentage. And, his highest total for picks was his first year starting, which was his sophomore season. He did not play behind Aaron Rodgers in 2024. So 38-9, 33-5, 34-4, 36-6. He's been, outside of this last season in 2029, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league. So props there to Forrest Woods. And again, he's not getting recognized for any of it. I think the big thing there for Forrest Woods was just because there were so many other players. Every time he would have a great season, I think there were so many other players that had better seasons where he would just, finish in second or third in some of those votings in those races, and yeah, he just kind of got a little screwed there. But William Hayes has been pretty solid too. Not really much to say other than he's been efficient, he's been solid. The funny thing is with all these quarterbacks, there hasn't been very much changing of the guard. Like the last couple of seasons with these custom QBs, they've really kind of held on to the starting job for a lot of these teams. So we haven't seen very many teams like this guy, Bobby Thomas, for example, or like Gilbert Combs. These guys are all 5-year pros. We haven't seen any of these CPU guys like come in and overtake the throne on some of these custom quarterbacks just because they've been so good. So that's it for the quarterbacks. Actually, nope, we got Marquise Hendricks. 92 overall player from Southern. Good numbers. Look at the yards per attempt. This guy can sling it. Awards. 2025 Rookie of the Year. Now for the rushing. Not very many guys in the rushing department. I can see just a couple here like Juju Vincent and Billy Tomlinson. So we're going to take a look at those guys. See how that they've been doing here. 92 overall. Juju Vincent. It's over 1,000 yards in back-to-back-to-back seasons with double-digit touchdowns. So he has been kind of like a D'Angelo Williams. Carolina reference, right? Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams-esque. He's had some really, really good years. 4.4, 4.6 average yards per carry in the NFL. That's pretty darn good, man. It's pretty darn good. What about receiving? Can he catch the ball a little bit? Just a little bit. It's good for PPR leagues, right? Awards. Pro Bowl appearances, 2. What about Billy T? Billy Tomlinson. Good old Billy T. Up to a 90 overall player. He's only had 2 seasons out of the 6 where he has not reached 1,000 yards, and he's only had 1 season of double-digit touchdowns. And what is that? 1 fumble? He's had 1 fumble his entire career. So ball security is the name of the game for Billy Tomlinson, and of course he can catch the ball. About 30 receptions per season. Not a lot of touchdowns. Of course, your running backs are not going to get very many, but I just like to think of Darren Sproles when I think of backs catching the ball, plus Reggie Bush. But again, not very much recognition for Billy T. I might have missed some running backs. I'm looking back at the Patreon submission list, and I don't see very many running backs in general, so I think we're good there. But take a look at Sam Laporta for the Titans. 3rd in receiving, and we let that guy walk. It's inexcusable. Like, that should have never happened. We should have definitely had more money to keep him around. But taking a look at the receivers here just real quick, I want to find any of those custom players that we can take a look at here. Here's one, Atticus Waterdeep. He just missed 1,000 yards this season, up to a 94 overall player. He's got a sweaty looking face though. Like, what happened to Atticus? What's happening there? He's only hit 1,000 yards with Jake Matt as his quarterback. Not a lot of touchdowns either. So 5 years in, you would kind of hope that player is going to take the next step. And again, not a lot of production, not a lot of awards to his credit. What about Raj Patel? We saw him catch a couple touchdowns against us in gameplay. To an 87. He's been very productive, actually. Good reception totals. 2 seasons of 1,000 yards. Good touchdown totals, man. Good reception totals, good touchdown totals. I like it. I love it. What about the awards? He's made 1 Pro Bowl. Sweet. Here's Lucas Kirby. I've always been impressed with his game. Tight end from Eastern Michigan. He's a 98 overall player right now. And you just saw a little quick snapshot of his ratings there. He's been an amazing receiver. 1,300 yards as a tight end. Look at the number of receptions, man. That Kansas City offense loves him. He must have gotten hurt here because he had 62 catches this season, and still Mahomes is still in there at quarterback for the Chiefs. So he's just a beast. He's been a beast since day one, and I'm just surprised that this season was a little bit of a fall off. So I think he might have been maybe possibly the best custom player that we've had in this series. Honestly, I look at everybody else, even the quarterbacks. I look at some of those guys, and I just think that Lucas Kirby, 5-year pro, he's made it 4 times to the Pro Bowl, Rookie of the Year in 2025. He might be the best player that we've seen. And of course, there's Mackenzie Frost, rookie in the draft that I simmed when we first started this. So we've simmed 4 seasons. He burst onto the scene, 7 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, 9. Had another drop off this year in 2029. So again, not really sure what has happened to both of these guys, Kirby and Mackenzie Frost, but he's always inched very close to getting that 100 receptions mark. He's never quite got there, but I mean, 1,000 yards receiving, you know you're doing pretty well. Made the Pro Bowl twice and 2026 Rookie of the Year. So on defense, we got a couple players here. I'm really looking for one guy as far as a linebacker goes. Micah Von Essen is one of them. Bob Rover's another. Actually, so it's 3 players, truly. So let's take a look at Micah Von Essen. He is a renamed custom player. If you guys have channel points, you guys know about that. You can rename players in our drafts. And didn't really play too much in 25 and 26, but really took on the role. Here had 93 solo tackles, which made up 113. Part of his 113, 8 tackles for losses in back-to-back seasons. Had a couple interceptions in there. Chipped in with the sack totals. Very solid looking linebacker. He's got a good career ahead of him. We're not going to see how that pans out, but Micah Von Essen, good player. So what about Bob Rover? He's a 6-year pro, coming up on year 7. 96 overall guy, superstar X Factor, and he's been good ever since. Made a Pro Bowl in 2024, I believe, as a rookie. Look at the interceptions. Gets 1 at least every single year. Chips in on the tackling. He's always around. The sack totals, that's not really part of his game. He's more so a read and cover linebacker versus a pursuit linebacker of the quarterback. So not like a pressure guy. But let's see what the awards are looking like here. So Pro Bowl appearances 2 and Defensive Player of the Week here in week number 8 of this season. And here's another guy here that I wanted to look at. This is the guy that was on my mind, was Adonis Kirk. Of course, he's in our division with the Minnesota Vikings, and as a 99 overall superstar player, he was always on my mind as far as chucking up the ball, running the football. I mean, look at this dude. He's probably he and Lucas Kirby might be the 2 players that were just complete studs since they came into the league. 144 tackles as a rookie, 4 interceptions as a rookie, and the 3.5 sacks. Like, you're basically guaranteed that this guy is going to give everything that he's got on the field. Look at that, 7 deflections, 9 deflections, 8 deflections. Like, he is well-rounded in so many different areas for a linebacker. He's a beast. Awards, Rookie of the Year, Pro Bowl, he's been there 4 times in his 6-year career. Now for sacks, we got a couple players here. We got Josh Goodman and Chuck Storm. So we're going to look at Chuck Storm here first. He's a 96 overall player, wearing that old school neck brace. Gotta love that with the Superstar X Factor too. Look at the number of sacks that this guy gets every single year. He's always chipping in. Look at the TFLs. Like, this is a beast player. 14 tackles for losses, 15, 19, 22. He's insane. He's insane. He might be one of the greatest to ever do it if we had simmed his entire career. So, Chuck Storm, boss level player. Awards, Pro Bowl, 2 years, 2025 Defensive Rookie of the Year, and of course there's another Player of the Week. But yeah, I mean, it's really up for grabs. It's really up for grabs on some of these guys. You know, I feel like between Kirk, Storm, and Lucas Kirby, probably Kirby's the best offensive player, but kind of a toss-up right now between Chuck Storm and Adonis Kirk. I'm interested to see what you guys are saying in the chat here. What you guys feel like, if you put it in the comment section below. But you look at Josh Goodman's numbers, he's in those double-digit ranges in TFLs and sack totals. Sack totals a lot higher than Chuck Storm. He's very productive when it comes to getting to the quarterback, but the TFL's taking a little bit of a hit. I think Chuck Storm's just a little bit better. I don't know. What do you guys think? And for the awards, just Defensive Player of the Week. Another good player here for the Arizona Cardinals. We got Eric Belmont. 6-year player, 96 overall. A lot of superstar X factors, man. Look at the picks. Again, to be an elite cornerback, I kind of want to see maybe a couple more. But those are still productive numbers. You know, the tackles, he's not afraid to chip in there. Get a couple sacks per season. But 6'7" cornerback. Like I said, I would have expected a little bit more interception production. Maybe just teams aren't throwing his way. He's 6'7". You're really going to try to force a ball up and see if you can come down with it? Pro Bowl appearances he only made it one time in his 6-year career, and he was the best defensive back in 2029, which I believe was this past season. What about Jamison Amaya, 5-year pro, superstar for the Raiders. Doesn't do too much. He was a free safety. Not really much to talk about there. I don't really know how to spin that, but first round draft pick in 2025. Hasn't really had a stoic career, but he's been a solid player. Brady Urker right here, 2 tackles for losses this season. He's looking like a pretty okay player too. 86 overall player. Not a ton of interceptions, but again, does get involved in the sack totals and some good tackle numbers there for the type of cornerback that he is. Not a run support guy, but more of a coverage corner. And awards, he's only made the Pro Bowl once. Derek Baker's another free safety. Apparently you guys really liked making free safeties in Madden, but superstar X Factor player here for the Steelers. They've got a good defense with Chuck Storm and now Derek Baker here back there. Look at the number of tackles for him, man. Like, he is all over the field. He flies. Good interception totals for a safety. TFL totals, coming in on some blitzes. He's been a solid player there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Awards, he's made it 3 times. Half of his career has been spent in the Pro Bowl. Those are pretty good numbers too. There he is. So for the Chicago Bears, how did he do this year? 83 overall player. It's been all right. Hasn't been amazing. You know, not a lot of TFLs. Doesn't get involved in the sack totals. Just, again, more of the coverage guy. He's good for 1 interception per season. And just no awards to show for it. But Cloutier was pretty decent for the Bears. So what about our kickers? We got 2 kickers. One of them is Matthew Burns. How did Matthew Burns do? 84 overall player. Field goal percentage, not very good. What is up, Matthew? What's going on, man? Extra points, good there, but field goal percentage, 78-61. He missed 8 field goals last year. Wow. 85%, 66%. Missed 5 field goals. Ugh. Field goals made, field goals attempted. Where is he missing everything? Wow. Field goals 50 yards or more. He missed 5 here. So, like, 50 yards and out, he was 1 for 6 on 50-yarders in that season where he missed a ton of them. He also missed one here, 2-3 from 29 yards up to 39. He missed another. So he was bad last year, but he kind of picked it up the next year. What about awards? Nothing. I wouldn't expect any. And then we got our guy, Bobby Dwinnell. 92 superstar player. Now look at that field goal percentage. 95, 100, 100, 88, 83%. That's what I'm talking about. Bobby Dwinnell is a beast. He's only missed 2, 2, 1. He's only missed 5 field goals of 50 yards or more in his career. I should definitely check out Caesar Braun, one of our custom guys here, just to see how his career went. 88 overall player. He really started picking it up. After we drafted him in that first draft class, you know, he got into some playing time in 2024. Didn't play a whole lot, though. Same thing here with 25, and 2026, actually. So it basically took him 3 years from Tulane to finally get a chance. Got an interception, chipped in with 7.5 sacks, and then from there, like, he's been a very, very solid player for us. I don't think enough to really make an impact as far as awards go, but he did make the Pro Bowl 1 season, which is awesome to see that. But I think if he had gotten in a little bit more playing time in the first couple of seasons of his career, he probably would be a lot further ahead. We were just so loaded at linebacker, I just didn't have any room for him. So look at Aurelius's numbers here. Didn't play a whole lot in the first 2 seasons at Detroit, again, just because we are kind of loaded at linebacker. 2027 and 2028 got in a little bit more. Wasn't very productive, honestly. So we let him go. CPU decided that we gotta pay someone else. You're not really doing much. And kind of it's the same thing here with the LA Rams. 2 tackles for losses, 36 solo tackles, and just not a lot of. He's not been very much of a difference maker. And we got to take a look at Rufus Battle. Apparently, he's now a Las Vegas Raider. Spent a lot of time with the Detroit Lions. As you can see, he got involved quite a bit. Was a nice chip-in type of linebacker. He was never going to be a guy that was going to be a starter, but he was a chip-in linebacker, guy that got in on some situations, and, he was productive. He was productive over with Las Vegas as well. Never had a 100-tackle season with us, but he saw an opportunity with Vegas and decided to latch on there because he could get more playing time and probably get paid a little bit more, right? So Rufus Battle was a good player for us, but even better player for Vegas. And with that, that is it for the Detroit Lions franchise. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like on this video if you did. And I will see you guys back here for some college football 25 content. So I can't wait to get that going for you guys this week. I'm excited about that. And, let me know what your thoughts are on Madden in general, because honestly, guys, when I first started content creation back in 2017 and then 2018, I always kind of saw my channel as 3 series, 3 games. It was NCAA football, Madden, and MLB The Show. Those were kind of my top 3, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. That's like the trinity of the 3 games that I wanted to make content for franchise content. But in recent years, it's always just felt like Madden has been kind of on the back burner as like the 3rd one. It's like the odd one out, so to speak. So I'd love to know what your thoughts are if you enjoy my Madden content, if you'd like to see more of that, because I did get the bundle with College Football 25. So I do want to start making more Madden content because I do enjoy doing draft specials and playing the game. I have enjoyed it in the last couple of years, dating back to like Madden 20 and Madden 19. Like, those games were absolutely awful. Couldn't stand them. There's so many, those games are just bugged, just riddled with problems. But I think they've done a pretty good job cleaning things up, but I feel like I got to make the game harder. I think within the last 3 iterations of Madden, I'm scoring way too many points. I'm playing too well on defense. I don't know, if I played in a competitive setting, I'd get my butt kicked. I'm not sitting here saying I'm a good player, but against the CPU, I think we have to make the game a little bit harder if we do another Madden franchise. So again, just let me know what your thoughts are. But that's kind of how I'm feeling about Madden. I like doing the franchise series with Madden, but I just feel like it's kind of on the back burner because I don't really get a lot of traction with it anymore, and I kind of just want to know what you guys are thinking. Anyway, long story short, I'd like to do it, but it's only if you guys are interested in doing it. So that's kind of where I'm at. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing. Hope you enjoyed the series as much as I did bringing it to you. 2 Super Bowls. We never got back to it. We made the playoffs 1 time in the 4-year simulation, and we lost our job as GM because they couldn't manage the money correctly. So that sucked. But guys, that's it. All done. This is what I always do when I start ending series. I can't ever say goodbye. But this is goodbye for the Detroit Lions franchise. I will catch you guys in the next one here on the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching and your support. As always, peace.